Song was written by Eric Drooker, the world famous, wonderful artist. Worked with Ginsberg on some of his poems. Activist on the Lower East Side, beaten up almost choked by the cops in Tompkins Square Park. Visited Israel, Palestine, where he did good work with children. Has his work on the cover of the New Yorker, a failing a magazine that's fast fading from relevance, in my opinion. Has some of the worst cartoons and dumbest middle class. No. We shouldn't insult the whole class like that. Yuppie, maybe some of the worst yuppie cartoons in the universe. But Drooker's good. And this is, you could sing along to this. This is a hymn to the matriarch. You know, why should he get the whole world in his hands? She's got the whole world in her hands. 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 That is, as long as the world stays whole. She's got today and tomorrow in her hands. She's got pain and sorrow in her hands. You'll have to beg, steal, or borrow. When you're in her hands, she's got the whole world in her hands. She's got your heart and soul. You can sing along, you know. In her hands, she's got cosmic black holes. In her hands, she's got a rock and a roll. In her hands, she's got the whole world in her hands. She's got, war and revolutions. In her hands are all your dreams and illusions. In her hands, she'll stop Mumia's execution. With her hands, she's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the homeless and the yuppies. In her hands, she's got the cops and the squatters. In her hands, she's got the trembling landlord. In her hands, you know why he's trembling? He's afraid he won't get the city's permission to destroy a few blocks of middle-class housing. She's got the trembling landlord. In her hands, she's got the whole world in her hands. She's got the John and the hooker. In her hands, she's got the needle and the cooker. In her hands, she's got little Eric Drooker. In her hands, she's got the whole world in her hands. And she's got the judge and the jury. In her hands, she's got the sound and the fury. In her hands, no, you don't ever have to worry when you're in her hands. She's got the whole world in her hands. She's got flowers and trees. In her hands, she's got birds and bees. In her hands, she's got whole galaxies. In her hands, she's got the whole world in her hands. It's funny you mentioned bees because there seems to be some concern now about disappearing bee population. I think Einstein spoke about that. He said we're